To kick off the month of October, Alex and Julie discuss a range of events, including the hype surrounding Halloween, and also the effort of breast cancer awareness in October, and the effectiveness of the campaign. Then, in lieu of recent events, Alex and Julie tackle the need for knowledge surrounding firearms and the possibility of gun safety classes as a We Share group. Welcome to the We Share podcast. I'm Julie.
I'm Alex.
We share ourselves and we provide a platform for others to share.
We believe everyone has a purpose and a story to tell.
And we're back on the We Share podcast. I'm Julie.
And I'm Alex.
Hi, Alex.
Hello.
October 1st.
October 1st. Rocktober.
Happy Halloween month. Isn't it weird how October has turned into, it's more than just the 31st. It's like a whole month of trunk or treats and scary houses. And I think my son takes my 3-year-old grandson to the Halloween store at least once a week.
Oh, yeah.
It's his favorite place to go.
I believe I saw Halloween stuff out in the stores local July. I'm not ready.
Yeah, they've been going for 3 or 4 weeks to the Halloween store. And it doesn't scare him either. He's 3 and he runs over and he, you know how they have you step on it and the scary guy will like make a growl or whatever. He does it to all of the
like motion
animatronics.
Sensors.
Yes.
And then you walk by and all of a sudden it's talking to you.
We have even said in meetings that in our area, Halloween might be a bigger holiday than Christmas. Do you think that's true?
Quite possibly. In fact, on my walking route, there's a couple houses already decked out. Like not a square inch of lawn.
Yes,
you can
I know,
see.
Right? Hey, I locally, for those people who are around, I walk Shamrock Park. That's a neighborhood in Idaho Falls. I walk that occasionally. They probably have 6 or 7 houses that are over the top.
Well, and your husband does jellyfish lighting.
He does.
So with jellyfish lighting, you can
my house is always
the
green
orange
and
green,
purple. Yeah, green, purple, orange.
I'm just boring. I just have one light.
Just porch light.
Porch light. That's it. That's all I got.
Okay, what else? I was thinking, what else happens in the month of October? And of course, yes, Tatas. It's the October Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yes.
And I was like, I wonder, I'm going to do some searching. Is it really beneficial that they run these massive campaigns for breast cancer awareness? It happens, so I'm thinking it's got to be. I was shocked when I pulled up ChatGPT and when I asked some questions. One study has shown, or it's a projection study, that raising public awareness, so via campaigns like Breast Cancer Awareness Month, it reduces breast cancer mortality, so the death from breast cancer, by 20%.
I mean, that's huge.
No wonder so much time is spent on breast cancer awareness. I've done events in breast cancer awareness. You've done events.
Yeah, we've done tons of events.
Yeah, and I do know that it did force me to go get my first mammogram several years ago. So I was really grateful for that.
I know I need to go back.
Yeah.
It's time.
I'm about 6 months late right now, so it's a perfect time. October, go do that. For anybody who's listening who has not had a mammogram, maybe I should share what happened the first time I went. I had a really bad day at work, and I had asked them to please do an ultrasound instead of a mammogram. I was super scared about getting it. If you think that's stupid, I'm really sorry. I don't have very many fears, but this was one of them. And they had agreed to do an ultrasound, and they did the ultrasound, and they were like, "We need to see more." And I started crying, and I'm not a crier.
Yeah, you were. It made you scared.
It really rocked me. And the tech that was working with me was so beautiful, so kind, so sweet to me. She said, "Hold on just a second. I'm going to touch you. Is that okay?" And I said, "Yeah." So she asked my permission first. And her first touch was to my arm, like my shoulder area. And she just talked to me for a second. And then she said, "Okay, I'm going to open your gown now. Is that all right?" And I said, "Yes." And she opened my gown and she said, "I'm going to use both of my hands and I'm going to create the pressure that the machine is going to create. I want you to know what this is going to feel like. And she started to squeeze. It was very human. It was very kind. It was very loving. And I said, okay, I can do this. And I went in. Now, I will say the pressure of the machine was more than what she was doing. But it did make me feel okay. Like this was going to be all right. And if you are very nervous, if you go to a large place that has multiple techs and you're scared, tell the scheduler that you're scared.
Right.
They will put you with somebody who they know will be very gentle with you. Don't be afraid to say, this is making me really nervous. And they'll be like, okay, let me help you out with that. And they will put you with somebody that's very gentle. At least I can attest to the place that I go to that they do that. And then if it's not scary for you at all, there's people that are really quick at what they do. And you can say, I don't have very much time. And they'll be like, fast, fast, fast.
You're like, wham, bam, in and out.
Also, as somebody who had never had it done before, you're supposed to go with no lotions, no deodorants, no nothing on. So if you don't want to use what they have there to wipe yourself off, take that moment before you go wipe down your breast area, your underarm, anywhere where lotion or deodorant would have seeped in. It affects the results of the test. So you can go ahead and get that all cleaned off if you didn't know that. Yeah.
And prevention, it's huge with breast cancer. I mean, it's one of the easier ones to catch.
Yes.
And, on our annuals, they do a breast exam. Most doctors will do that with you. And I try to remember self-exams. I mean, we did that Know Your Lemons. Was that what it was called?
Yes, yeah.
So every once in a while, and even just as we go through hormonal changes, we might have some lymph nodes or lumps that will appear, but then they're gone. So
yeah, they do go away.
Things can happen, but just be aware of your body and then get checked.
Yeah, in that time frame, I have had a bad mammogram, one that showed very concerning results. So I had to go multiple times over the next few months to just double check and make sure. And whatever was in there eventually broke apart. And they said they were hard calcified, what they couldn't determine what they were, but there was a hard calcium outer level that they could see. And they said inside there could be cancer. We just want to watch them to see if they're growing. And eventually they just broke apart and went away all on their own. So they're gone
body
now.
Just
Absorb them or whatever. So yeah, don't be scared. And it's a little weird when you're laying there and you've been told, hey, I've got to go get the doctor. I'm seeing something that it concerns me. And then they leave you in the room. That's a little terrifying.
Oh, yeah.
But you are very grateful that better that they catch it that early than have it be so progressed. And I'll take that every day over chemo.
Yes.
Yeah.
So our little call to action is get checked, and campaigns work, right?
They do work. Absolutely. And it is a very treatable cancer. Some cancers aren't so friendly. This is a very treatable cancer, especially if caught early.
Okay. So I want to segue to, I wore my camo today.
Okay.
But guns and hunting and
yeah.
We live in Idaho. There's a lot of hunters here right now out. There's a lot of gun talk. A lot of things that have happened. Let's just brush on some of those issues with our audience and how we can maybe increase awareness and what they can do to protect themselves.
Okay, so I actually have a concealed carry. And I am very willing to talk about that with people. I mention it usually a couple of times a year, maybe 4 or 5 times a year on the radio, because I don't know if everyone agrees with the things that I do in my life. So I like them to know I have my concealed carry. And I believe in doing as much as you can to protect yourself. I'm not sure if I've told this story on We Share before. I have told it at my other job, but I'll tell the story really quick. This was several years ago. My daughter was 16 years old. We were in Utah at a dance competition. It was late. I was walking to the hotel. We were going through a side entrance. My daughter she's a beautiful dancer. She had had an amazing night. She had won like dancer of the competition. She had this trophy. She wanted to take pictures of it. So she's carrying her trophies. I am carrying a suitcase and her bag of costumes. We've got our arms full. I didn't do something that was very smart. I didn't get the key card out before we got to the exterior door of the hotel. And I was fumbling through my wallet to get the key card. And all of a sudden I could feel my daughter pushing up against my back. And I went to go turn around and look at her and go, baby, what's going on? Like
give me some space.
Yeah, I didn't know why she was doing that. And as I turned, I probably got, baby, what? And then I stopped talking because there was a man up against her. So we were all encompassed in this like 2 to 3 foot area. That's how tightly we were packed in. And he looked at me and he said, I just want to get in the hotel. My takeaway from that is, at worst, he could have done something horrible to me and Peyton. At best, all he wanted to do in the hotel. The most likely, he could have easily taken all of my money, my credit cards, everything. I had it all out and open. I think we need to be very aware of ourselves and do as much as we can to protect ourselves and not rely on law enforcement or security at an event or things like that. I would say, based upon the events that have happened over the previous weekend before we recorded this podcast,
right.
A shooting at a church in Michigan, that do everything you can to protect yourself. For some people, that means get your concealed carry. For me,
right.
It meant that. It might be a minimum of don't walk your daughter up to an exterior door at a hotel and not be prepared to get into that hotel.
Right. Have a plan. Like when you're in your car, be ready.
My car was a safe place. I had the doors locked. I should have had the key card out before I walked to the exterior door of the hotel. So I've learned from that situation. I had a situation once where I was at a very well-known rodeo here in East Idaho. I didn't like where I was sitting with my youngest daughter. So I looked at her and I said, if things go bad here, we're exiting that way. And she was like, what? And I said, I'm just looking at my surroundings. If things go bad, we're exiting that way. And she said to me, now that I'm an adult, do I have to start thinking about these things? And I said, yes, you do. I need you to start paying attention.
Because Mom's not going to be with you all the time.
Yeah, I need you to pay attention to your surroundings. And so based upon the events that have happened, that's what I would say. Do everything you can to take care of yourself as much as possible.
I did listen to News Talk where you and Neil were going back and forth. And you both grew up with guns. And you mentioned how someone that maybe didn't grow up might feel. That would be me. I did not grow up with guns. You know, my father immigrated from Greece. He was a doctor. My experience with guns was what I saw on TV, literally. Like, so violence and crimes and policemen. Like, I love Chips, you know, Haunt and John. They were going to take care of
Eric
me.
Estrada of Idaho fame.
Like, I had maybe a little crush, but the stuff that has been happening has scared me. I did buy a gun before Trump was elected or 2020, before that happened.
Okay.
Everyone was rumored like our rights were going to be taken away. Does that sound right?
Yes.
My timeline.
Yep.
So it's like, you better get it while you can. So I went and spent like $700-800 on my first gun. And, I need to learn how to fire it still. So I know I talked to you about this, but I do, like, locally here, want to get a We Share group together and work something out with our local range, and a night where you can come learn about guns and sign up for a class. And then I'm going to get my concealed carry because I have one, but I don't know how to use it properly.
I have recommended over and over again that taking the concealed carry course is beneficial even if you don't plan on going through the background check and getting your fingerprints and everything in order to get the license. I think it is very beneficial. In that concealed carry course that I took, which is similar to the one that you're looking at. In fact, it's at the same place. I'm sure they've altered it a little bit since I took it, but it's not just learning to fire the gun. You do spend time firing a gun. And you do spend time learning to load and everything. And they go at your pace, by the way. But there is also time where they educate you on break-ins and what you should be doing with your gun and how confident you should be with your gun and dry firing your gun. And they talk about a lot of other things besides just the target and shoot concept of a concealed carry. That was very beneficial. When my youngest daughter, moved with her husband to Arizona, I wanted to make sure they had a gun with them. All of my other kids have guns in their homes, and I wanted to make sure they had a gun. Based upon the concealed carry course that they took as a couple, that mirrored the course that I took, they recommend a different kind of gun for home protection than in a gun that you're carrying on your body.
Yeah, I think we talked about this, have like a rifle, right?
Yeah, it's a shotgun. Because you can hear the racking of the gun. And so we bought them a shotgun to protect their house. That sounds weird, but the idea behind that is you would not fire a bullet, right?
Right.
The sound would deter the intruder in the home.
Yeah, I'm just thinking Ozark when I hear that shotgun.
Yeah, right.
If you've watched Ozark. Oh.
So those are beneficial things that we learned in the course. So it's more than just shooting. There's a lot of things about self-defense and about protection while you're out and about. And also, it helps you identify where you're at on the range. I wouldn't say I'm a super confident woman with my gun. I do know I want it. I don't know in a setting where there would be a room full of people if I would pull my gun. And I need to know that about myself. I need to not be the person that will go and do something stupid with a gun. Mm-hmm. And they help you identify that. In fact, we went around the room and we rated ourselves, how confident are you? Blah, 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 because they want to know what they're working with when they're doing the one-on-one instruction so that you get to a better level. That's the other reason I think it's always good to retake the class. Even though I've taken it once, I think it would be great to take it again. There's never a harm in brushing up on all of that.
Right. Well, just like CPR, right? Mm-hmm. You have to do that every 2 years or every year.
To keep your,
in some industries. And so I would think it's similar. I mean, it's something we really need to be conscientious of because you are holding a weapon.
Yeah.
And it is life-altering.
Absolutely.
I know I shared another story with you. It was 2 weeks ago, Saturday night, Sunday, where a boy or a young man misfired his gun and shot his buddy in the back that was sleeping on the ground. Like while they're just in a room playing video games, he's
messing around
in
with
ICU, messing around. Yeah, and stuff happens, and like you need to really be careful with firearms, and so education is key. And I definitely need to learn because I desperately wanted to be like Charlie's Angels growing up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's glamorous in that show.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I have zero capability.
and be good. If I was to give a just, any kind of gentle advice to people, be good to those who have a different paradigm than you. Like you said, I grew up with a gun rack in our family room. The rifle, the shotgun, we had a spice rack. See, there you go.
My dad is a cooker.
They're very, very different. And so even though I'm incredibly comfortable around guns, and I had guns in my home when I had children there, and we do handle our guns differently now that there are no kids in our home. Mm-hmm. But you need to understand the level of familiarity someone has with a gun. So don't just judge them if a gun makes them nervous. Or you and I were holding a conversation with a coworker that feels very differently about concealed carry than I do, right? And he politely said, "Why do you carry?" Like, it was a little baffling to him. And I said, because I wanted to protect my children. That was the beginning of it. And I don't always have the gun with me. I will go places without it, but I make sure that when I'm alone, I've always got a gun with me. And then when I had my kids at home, if we were going to be in weird situations, usually it was my husband carrying, but if I was alone with them, I took my gun with me. So that was the genesis. That might not be your reason for carrying. It might not be why. Maybe it's all about protecting yourself. We had, while we were having this difficult discussion on air today, following the shooting in Michigan, we had multiple, I bet we fielded over 200 texts, but we had multiple officers text in and say, "I carry all of the time, everywhere I go. When I became a deputy or when I became a police officer, it became so important to me to provide safety for everybody. I don't just do it when I'm on the clock. Okay, that's a different reason to carry than the reason I'm carrying.
And I'm thankful for those people.
Yeah.
Because they're who I'm going to count on.
Yeah, and I'm really grateful I have people like that in my community. Really, really grateful. But we have different paradigms. So be aware of that with each other. Don't make sure everyone looks through your lens when it comes to this concept. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know that education is key, like on my takeaway for that. And we can all learn to protect ourselves, whatever that might be. I mean, truthfully, I have a bat under my bed, and that is my go-to. So if someone were to come in my room,
she can swing a tennis racket. I trust you can swing that bat.
I'm even better with a bat, but yeah, I'll go down fighting, and I'll knock you out, and then I'll take off running.
Yeah.
But I do need to learn to fire again.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So please let us know if you'd love to be part of that. We'll advertise it and make sure that we can get into a class.
Socials.
I'm all in on taking the class again. I think that would be amazing.
Yeah.
And even if you're the person who, if this scares you a lot, call and once we set up the class, call the place that we're going to set it up with. I'm not going to say the name of the place yet because I want to make sure they'll let us do this.
Right.
But call and tell them, I'm nervous. They're going to walk you through. These are the times when it's okay to, I said when you're getting your mammogram, show vulnerability. Show your vulnerability. Don't have arrogance with a gun. It's not going to turn out well.
Right.
Make sure that you know the level of confidence you have. And if you are nervous, ask them what would be best for you to do. They might have you do something different than take the first step class. But I bet they would say take the first step class. Also, in the second step class, it's divided in half. You have classroom time and then you have range time. Maybe you just take the classroom portion.
Yeah, and I know that they have been saying if you buy a gun, like you get some range time or there's things that come with that.
Yes, so that maybe you can become less nervous with the gun. Think about it like this. It's like when let's say you never had gotten in a swimming pool until you were 18 years old. You're a certified adult, and all of a sudden they're like, get in a swimming pool that's 12 feet deep.
Oh, I'd have been panicked.
You would have been panicked, right? Okay, that's how it's going to be for some people. And it's a life-altering thing. You can lose your life with a gun. You can lose your life in a 12-foot pool.
Oh, yeah. I can swim, but I know when I got scuba certified, like my first couple lessons, I was like, what have I signed up for?
Yeah, so it's okay to be vulnerable and know your level of confidence in it, but then also be brave and know that you want to get more confident and educated in it.
The best way to overcome fear is education and surround yourself with people that already have that skill mastered so that you can.
And they are kind.
Yeah.
They were really great with me. Yeah. So
thankfully we live in a very, I think, protective area. And we have a lot of men and women, I'll say now, that know how to protect. So it's a great place to learn. So I'm thankful for that.
So let us know that. And you can reach us. You can send us on all of our socials. Just send us a DM. We'll reach out to you and chat back.
Yeah. So breast cancer, gun control, Halloween, fall.
Welcome
fall
October.
We're ready for you, October. And real quick, do you know what you're going to be for Halloween?
I don't.
I have the zoo.
I have a pregnant daughter. So I was looking up costumes for her the other day. They're hilarious. Pregnant women costumes are funny. But I don't know what I'm going to be. You've bailed me out a couple of times because you have so many costumes.
I have so many costumes.
Yeah. I don't know. Suggestions?
I don't know. Maybe we could come up with one together that we could both do.
I saw a funny one where they dressed like the characters from Jurassic Park, and we could make Neil be the dinosaur.
Oh, yeah. Or he could be the Newman. I don't know what Newman's character is on Jurassic Park, but you know who I'm talking about.
Yes, the guy that gets the spitting dinosaur.
Get Neil a little bit of a wig. He's got and get some glasses and.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll come up with something.
Okay.
All right. See you guys.
Thanks. Bye. Thanks for joining us today on the We Share podcast.
If you've loved what you've heard, please give us a 5-star rating, tell your friends, and share this show.
You can also follow us for recipes, lifestyle and fashion tips, book reviews, and more on WeSharePodcast.com.
Join our Share Squad and sign up for our newsletter there.
We would love to connect with you.
We share on TikTok, Pinterest, Facebook, and Instagram. Give us a follow.
A big goodbye squeeze and sending you all our love from Alex and Julie.
Join us next week on the We Share podcast.